Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'd like to thank all of our viewers who are already viewing our live stream today. Please tap on the like button and also share this stream with everyone. Okay, share it with your peers. So today we will be delving into a topic that is crucial in creating a harmonious and also an effective workplace environment, which is workplace etiquettes. So we have a fantastic panel of experts here who will be sharing with us their insights and also experiences on this topic. Now let me introduce you guys to our panelists today. First, we have Encik Nazmi with us. Encik Nazmi is an experienced HR manager in Princess Court Hospital who has been instrumental in shaping and enforcing workplace policies that promotes professionalism and also respect in the workplace. Next, we have Lim Shi-en, or friendly known as Luke. Luke is the dynamic team leader known for his exceptional leadership skills and ability to foster a collaborative team environment. Next, we have Encik AMMAR, which is our third panelist. Encik AMMAR is an industrial organizational psychologist consultant who specializes in workplace behavior and also organizational development. Encik AMMAR's expertise lies in understanding how workplace etiquettes impact employees' morale and also productivity, and using psychological principles to improve the workplace interactions. And lastly, we have our office culture ambassador, Encik ALIF. Encik ALIF is renowned for creating a vibrant and also inclusive office environment while still maintaining the professional boundaries. So without prolonging this, I would like to start with the first round of our forum. So I would like to direct this question to Encik Nazmi. So Encik Nazmi, how can company policies and procedures contribute to maintaining a good workplace etiquette?
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Now, before we can answer the question, actually, we first need to understand what is policies and procedures and how important it is in a company, for a company. Policies are high-level statements. Policies are high-level statements that outlines the organization's stance or intent on specific topics. They define what is expected, allowed, or prohibited within the company actually. Policies typically address broad areas such as employees' conflicts, health and safety, information security, diversity, and inclusion. Okay? So procedures, on the other hand, are detailed step-by-step instructions that outline how specific tasks or activities should be performed in a company or within the organization. Procedures provide guidance on how to implement the policies effectively, and they are practical and operational, specifying who does what, when, where, and how. So, after knowing these two, how does these two actually maintain a good workplace etiquette actually? Firstly, with policies, a company were able to define expected behavior such as respect for colleagues, diversity, and inclusivity. For example, policies against harassment establishes boundaries and expectation for respectful communication skills. With that in mind, the company already set up a very good place that is safe and comfortable for their employees. Not only that, a company could also set some policies on communications. For example, like email ethics and use of appropriate languages. This would reinforce respectful interaction, fostering a professional environment where employees feel valued. A company should also have a very good and crystal clear procedure. For example, they should provide a structured approach to address issues so that it could reduce misunderstanding among the employees who had problems or conflict with one another. Also, clear procedures on workflow, meetings, and collaborations promote efficiency and reduce unnecessary disruption and enhancing overall productivity and teamwork. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Encik Nazmi. So from that, we can now know that a clear and good policy and also procedures that are outlined very well can help the employees in understanding what are the expected behaviours that they can actually do at the workplace. Alright, thank you so much, Encik Nazmi. Now for Mr. Luke, I would like to ask you, what strategies do you use to address workplace etiquettes, the issues within the workplace etiquettes at your team?
Thank you, Sarah. So, before talk about the strategy, I would like to share a little bit about, as a leader, I would like to share a little bit about a survey about the leader. So, I found a survey that shows that about 85% of the leaders, they think that this type of issues is because the not good manners of the peoples, the workers, or their rules. But 65% of the leaders think they do not have a clear manner compass, the workplace etiquette compass. Yeah. So from this survey, they found 3 factors. First factors will be the company is not giving much policy, a clear policy for the workers. They do not give more supports for the leader. They are not ready much. They do not think much about on this type of problems. Maybe they thought that this will become a problem that brings effect to our productivity, but really they don't have the knowledge to solve this type of problems, and they don't want to give lots of efforts on these problems. Second, the second factor is because of the leader. The leader don't have the leaderships. I would like to say like that, because they do not have the courage to, when the workers do something wrong, the ethics is not good or inappropriate behaviors, they do not have the courage to scold them, to correct them, or to adjust. So this is the second factor. The third factor may be because of, because of the consistency between the HR departments and the leaders. They are using 2 different policies. First, maybe the HR departments, they are using more person-oriented techniques, but for the leader, they are using more strict manners. Their attitude is more strict. So this brings up 2 types of attitudes, 2 types of effects that is not consistent. So the strategy I would like to say is, as a leader, I give the strategy as a leader. As a leader, we are the role models for our workers, our members. So before we demanding what they need to do, what they want to do, we as a role model, we need to do first. We need to achieve the standards before we demanding them. Because what we are doing, they are observing, then they will imitate. Second is the strict manners. You need to have the strict attitude toward this type of ethical issues in the workplace. When the person is late to the office, you need to scold them quickly. If they are doing good, you praise them quickly. You need to tell them you are angry towards their behaviors, the inappropriate behaviors. Then the third reason will be the good relationship with our workers or our members or our partners. This is the important strategy. So you should and you must be responsible to what you are taught, what you are doing, and honest to all of the workers. So they will be believe on you, and also your mindset should be more flexible and open. You need to understand the difficulties of each of the persons. You need to show you are a person-oriented leadership. So they will be more willing to follow on what you are doing or copy what you are doing. This will be my strategies to solving this type of problems, the ethical issues. Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Luke. So just to recap with what you told us, there are so many informations. So first, it is very important for a leader to be congruent, to be to be aligned with the company's policy, so that there won't be any confusion in the workplace etiquette. So the employees can know the behaviors that they should have. And then you also said that it's important for a leader to actually lead by example.
Yes.
So it's very important, like if you want your employees to be someone who is great, then you have to achieve that standard first, so that you can be a role model for them.
Yeah.
Alright, so thank you so much, Mr. Luke. I would like to next question, I would like to direct it to Encik AMMAR. So Encik AMMAR, how do workplace etiquettes impact an employee's morale and also productivity?
Right. Okay. My answer is just going to be very concise and short. So first of all, you must understand that workplace etiquette gives a very significant impact towards your morale and productivity, the employees' morale and productivity. Because if employees feel respected and valued by the employees, there will be more improved morale, better job satisfaction, also job engagement. But having clear communication, mutual respect, there's going to be creating a more harmonious environment, because there's more professionalism in it. It's not toxic in some way. So conversely, talking about toxicity, that equates to poor workplace etiquettes, such as rudeness, gossip, or lack of consideration, or I would say emotional intelligence. So this can create tension, erode their trust, decrease morale, and ultimately at the end impacting their productivity and organizational performance very negatively. So it's very important to foster a culture of positive workplace etiquette, which is very essential to cultivate a motivated and productive workforce among the employees and also the employees. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Encik AMMAR. That was very precise and very, very short, but still we did get a lot from that. Now we do know that toxicity will eventually decrease the productivity and effectiveness at a workplace. So for the next question, I would like to direct it to Encik ALIF. So Encik ALIF, how do you balance maintaining a fun and positive office culture, but still ensuring that professionalism and also boundaries are still respected?
Okay, so for in shaping a culture for office or any work culture, yes, fun and positive is very important, and yes, also by creating boundaries for respect, for being respect, professional boundaries is also that need to be there, so that the works or like the people, the employers all look well presented to show to the others and so on. So my strategy would be, for the first one, to encourage open communication. So between the employers and employees, they need to have a open communication and being transparent to each other. So whenever there's a problem, whenever there's a dissatisfaction or any upcoming issues, they just address it to each other and try to professionally handle it, so that avoid some unnecessary arguments, but have a better some concrete organized debate within each other, so that they can solve some issues, so that everything will go down smoothly. Okay, so for the second one, also define fun activities. So having a work culture also doesn't mean you work for the company only. The employers also need to ensure the employees well-being, are they having fun working with you, with the company itself. So by engaging with doing some engagement with these employers, activities, hangout, hangover, or like what we call it, retreat party or something like that. Yeah, after a big major program. Okay, so and also respect personal space. So every employers, they have their own personal life out there. So outside of the working space, it would be they will be more grateful if the employers didn't like bug them after the working time and so on, so that they have their own time to spend with themselves, their families, and to do some other stuff other than works. Basically to disengage with the work stuff. So these strategies, they are just strategies, but what more important is how do we start these strategies is by setting a clear, what I call it, clear expectation. So when they start working there, just set a clear expectation, like, okay, so this is how this work's gonna be. This is our culture. We set our culture here. So this is how we're gonna follow it. If you have any what we call it, any dissatisfaction or anything that you disagree with us, you can just straight up tell us, and then we can alter it with you. So basically set expectation, how do they want to work with us, and how do we want them to work with us. So that's how I would say, how do we find a positive work culture.
I see. Alright, thank you so much, ALIF. So the most important part in what you said was defining very clear about expectation for the employees to know where they stand, how can they have fun, but at the same time still keeping that respect with each other. Alright, thank you so much, ALIF. So for the second round, I would like to direct the first question to Encik Nazmi again. So Encik Nazmi, can you share with us some tips for managers and also employees on how to handle workplace conflicts professionally?
I see. So I, as a HR worker, already faced a lot of conflicts between managers and employees and in the workplace. So I would share to you the best 3 tips for employees and the best 3 tips for the manager in how to handle workplace conflicts professionally. Okay, so for employees, firstly, communicate directly. This employees should approach the other party directly and respectfully. Then they need to clearly articulate their perspective and concern about the issues or the conflict that they face with each other lah. So that's one. Next is focus on the solutions, not the blames. Okay, as a fellow employees, that they need to avoid blaming or criticizing others, because there's some instance where when they blame each other, and not only their work got abandoned or got problematic, but their communications between them also got very blurry and very bad lah, because they have conflict with each other. So avoid blaming each other and focus on solutions on how to solve their conflicts. Okay, so the last one is the most important part: remain calm. Stay composed and avoid reacting impulsively. This is also very important, and because if the conflict and or the problems got escalated, then it will be it will not only affect the employees but also the company itself actually. Okay, so for the managers actually, my first point is almost the same as what Mr. ALIF said, that is promote open communications. As a manager or as a leader of a group in a company, they should encourage employees to communicate openly and respectfully, so that they can see what's the problem there and what actually the main reason of the conflict. Okay, so next, address issue as early as possible. deal with the conflict promptly before they escalated. The managers need to listen both sides of stories and gather relevant information so that they could resolve the conflicts or issues perfectly, basically. Okay. And lastly, please, for the manager, do a follow-up for the conflicts. Okay. They need to monitor the situation after resolution had been made to ensure the conflict does not resurface. Okay. So I think the tip is very important and very simple, but they often got forgotten, or they just focusing on more to blaming each other and end up they resolve the conflict or the problems very badly. For example, maybe one of the employees could also potentially got fired or something like that. So we don't need that. So we need to professionally handle the problem or the conflict better, and so that the company could do strive lah for their employees and the workers and the managers. Okay, that's all.
Alright, thank you so much, Cik Nazmi. So from that, we know that suppressing or talking back behind the back of your colleagues would eventually lead to a very toxic workplace environment. So that is a very bad working etiquette. And I really like the point about open communication. So we'll get back about that with Encik ALIF. So for the next question to Mr. Luke. So how do you lead by example when it comes to workplace etiquettes? Because you were talking about leading your employees by example, right? Before this.
Yeah. So I think the strategy, how I lead, I will separate into two ways. First way will be the influence their behavior through my behaviors. So when I come to my workplace, I will ask them, maybe his name is Ali. I will tell them to Ali, just see what I add to my customer, how I solve the problem with my customer. I will tell Ali to look at my behavior, how I act, how I reflect to my customers, how I talk. I want he to look at my behavior. So this is the first way I using the influence their behaviors through my behaviors. So these are using the imitations, effects, and this type of techniques is more quickly and easy to influence their behaviors. So it helps me to correcting their inappropriate behaviors or adjust their behaviors is more effective lah. So but this type of techniques also have the disadvantage. So the change of my workers is mostly on the surface. They did not dig inside their inner ideas. The behavior is lack of flexibility. So why I say like that is because when they come to a new environment, or maybe they engage some new workplace etiquette issues, they easily to be influenced by the environments or other peoples, because this type of techniques is mostly on surface. They do not have the values, their insight is not strong enough, they do not have the stance, so they do not build obstacles inside them. So when the surrounding change, they will also follow the surroundings, the environments, or the peoples. So this is the technique, but it is very easy and fast for me to influence them. So another technique I will use is influence their behavior through the values or through their attitudes. So because I believe that attitudes is commitments toward your careers. So this is very important. So when the person have the value or have the attitudes, they know how to measure their behaviors. They know how to identify their behavior. Did their behaviors brings the effect that the company wants? Then they know how to decide the most clever behaviors towards their partners, their customers or clients. Yeah, this is the things I would like to more prefer. We change their attitudes, their value. So how I will use this strategy is when I ask them to look at my behavior, I would like to explain to them why I do like that, the reasons why the person is angry, the reasons why I need to reflect like this. This is the things my workers need to learn, the attitudes, the values. So when next time the surrounding is changed, the environment is changed, they will think the value first. They are not all just copy my behavior and throw them towards the different environments. Yeah, this is the things. So I will ask them why I choose, why I act like this. Then this is the chance for them to practice their mindsets, become more flexibilities, and also I build an environment for them to grow out. So in long terms, they are become more mature. So these are strategies I will use in this, how I did my workers and solve the workplace etiquette. Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Luke. I really like how you are thinking for the long term.
Yes.
As a leader, you have to educate your employees. At the same time, not just having them to mirror what you are doing, you're also educating them so that in different situations, in different environments, they can also thrive without you having to tell them what to do, without them just having to mirror you. They also can think for themselves as well.
Yes.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Luke. So for the next question, to Mr. AMMAR again. So what role does psychology play in understanding and also improving the workplace etiquettes?
Well, it plays a very pivotal role to improving the workplace etiquettes by delving into the integrated human dynamics, human behavior, motivation within the organizational settings. So we know the settings, it helps us delve in, understand how someone behaves and so forth. And it also provides a really valuable insight on individual differences, conflict resolution, the productivity, the team dynamics. So it allows organizations, if we understand those, it can help us to apply the principles that we understand from those insights, to create a positive work environment, which is conducive to work productivity. And also by applying those psychological principles like empathy, active listening, EQ, workplaces can foster healthy relationships, enhance employee satisfaction, and mitigate potential conflicts that could happen maybe between employees, inter-employees, or maybe between employee and the employer themselves. Because if the employer is a bit too toxic, they're a bit too disagreeable, it's going to jeopardize the motivation of the employee. So there has to be a middle ground, and psychology can provide a solution for that middle ground, to reach that middle ground to create a healthy and I would say a mature relationship between the employee and employer. So, and ultimately, it enables organizations to create a culture that is based, that depends on the value of professionalism and collaboration, and also inclusivity, which lays the foundation for success in today's diverse and dynamic workforce. Yes.
Right, thank you so much, Encik AMMAR. Okay, thank you so much, Encik AMMAR. I like how precisely you explained to us how psychology can actually improve the dynamics between the employers and the employees at the workplace.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Encik AMMAR. For the last question, I would like to ask Encik ALIF regarding the open communication again, but I would like to specify it to how do you ensure everyone feels included and comfortable when participating in office activities?
Okay, so when we get to how to make others feel included and also enjoy the activity itself, there is a lot of ways, strategies, but for this problem, I'm just going to highlight a few of the things that I think could be the baseline of because it is quite important. So before we start anything, maybe we can start with getting feedbacks from the employers and also employees regarding what do they like, what type of activities that they prefer, what do they hate, something like, so that we can avoid the thing that they don't like and we can proceed with the things that they like, merging it with the event itself. So when it comes to the activities, it could be like family days, retreat, hangout, just a normal hangout, and also just games between departments. That's all. So while doing these game activities, we have to promote inclusivity, where we ensure that all the funds and games, is there, but also respect the boundaries between races, ages, the backgrounds. Make sure that when the activity are held, no one will get hurt, as in emotionally, also physically. So when it comes to physically, this is where the venue is playing the part there. So whenever you want to make physical activities, make sure the venue is easily accessible to all the employees, whether they are OKU or anything, unable person. Okay, so cultural awareness, also the same. Make sure the activities that you guys did, activity that any other company did not, or didn't, what we call it, didn't offend any cultural aspect, so that none of the cultural issue will rise up and will hit back the company. Okay, so this is some of the things, but what I would say one of the important, so that they can have fun, is also like Mr. Luke said just now, which is lead by examples. The leaders also have to participate in the events, not just encouraging the employees, just join the event, but the leaders, just setbacks. They don't join the event, they don't partake in the events, they don't become the part of the event itself. So we want the leaders and also the employers to play a part together, enjoy themselves, get to know more. So the leaders have to play a part, lead by examples, show that how they enjoy the activities, how they lead the activities, so that their teammates can see and also be inspired by that. So these are the things that I would highlight for this.
Alright, thank you so much, Encik ALIF. So I really like how you were talking about mutual understanding, not just shot sendiri. You don't have to conduct programs without asking. You can't conduct a program without asking the people who are going to join it themselves. So you have to understand their background, their religion, their do's and don'ts before actually conducting a program, so that it will promote inclusivity, so more people can actually join the program. Thank you so much, Encik ALIF. So thank you to our esteemed panelists for sharing their valuable insights on workplace etiquettes. It's clear that creating a respectful and also positive work environment is essential and vital for both employee satisfaction and also the organizational success. We hope that today's discussion has provided you guys with practical tips and also strategies to implement in your own workplaces. Thank you, Encik Nazmi, Mr. Luke, Encik AMMAR, and also Encik ALIF for joining us today in the first episode of this talk. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. Until next time, stay professional and positive in your workplaces. Thank you.
Bye.